Hello, welcome to a our fourth match of the final week. We have the East Blue Gastros on water and Miraidon the Lightning on electric. I don't know if there's a world if the East Blue Gastros can make playoffs. If it is, it's gonna have to require a lot of things. But what I do know is from Miraidon the Lightning is that they need to win here and for the Chien Paounding to lose in order to get ourselves to a playoff spot. So we're going to do this match first, because this match will determine context of how important the next match is. And despite it being a water versus electric matchup, which should at least in theory be a huge advantage for electric, there's only one mon that is flat out weak to electric, and that's Tapu Fini. We get three mons that are completely immune to electric type moves with the Gastrodon, the Whiscash, and the Lantern with the Bolt Absorb ability. Walking Wake and Ogerpon Wellspring have secondary types that make it neutral. So these electric type attacks are not going to be as effective as you think they will be. But so this is going to lead to the question of just how prepared are you to deal damage with that aren't electric type stab, because your instinct is just to bring as much stab moves as possible because it's super effective against what would be a lot of his team and its stab, so it's common coverage. But we're gonna see how much grass coverage or the other thing that's water's weak to, and see what mons coverage they can get in order to take out a lot of these mons that are finding themselves ways around that water weakness. Let's see. Iron Hands has stab that can hit everything for neutral besides the Tapu Fini with its monster attack stat, especially with the electric terrain up. I also see that Tower did not bring rain here, which is definitely an interesting call because Fallon has no easy way to change the weather to anything else. No prankster mons, no mons that just on ability give you weather. So that's an interesting call, probably because Politoed is not that strong and it just doesn't do enough. Like the rain setters just don't benefit enough. I imagine we're going to see a bunch of other coverage moves like ground coverage. But yeah, looking at these mons, I know Fallon's general game plan. I've seen her team, but so I'm very interested what the East Blue Gastros decide to pull. This team is definitely... I'm kind of just expecting at least one electric community out there, and maybe Tapu Fini to get terrain up to try to combat the electric terrain. That's what I'm thinking. But let's see what they're up to. Okay, so we have one electric immunity, and we have Ogerpon Wellspring, which hard walls Rotom's, which is completely immune to the water type attacks for the Ogerpon is completely immune to the Rotom's water type stab attacks. Water type stab attacks were probably not going to be that big of a factor in this game otherwise because a bunch of water types, so it's going to be at best neutral, not at worst resist. But yeah. We got the Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt definitely has good coverage with Dragon, so this can definitely work. So this turn one, I imagine this is this Raging Bolt's super scary. I wouldn't imagine if you would try to double this Whiscash. I mean, we doubled the Raging Bolt with Whiscash and try to do as much damage as possible with Play Rough and High Horsepower or something like that. And for this Rotom, I mean, I know what these sets are, so I'm not gonna announce what this may do because that's going to be a spoiler, but I am very interested to see what Fallon decides to do because she was expecting rain, so I wonder about the tech that she brought to maybe try to counter the rain that's not even going to happen. Okay, yep, this is here comes what I knew was going to happen, which is a sunny day solar beam, which weakens, not only would get rid of the rain if there was rain, it gives Photosynthesis special attack on Raging Bolt and makes Solar Beam work in one turn, which is all just crazy things. And the Protect just really going to waste here. I'm not the berry is coming in clutch here to make sure you just don't get uber destroyed. But man, like, how are you gonna expect this? But this is a very good first turn. What does? Okay, Mudsport weakens the power of electric type moves. Okay, I did not. This is you are just making things up right now. So it definitely decreases the Raging Bolt's damage, all of the team's damage output. But this Whiscash is slower than the Raging Bolt, and so like a bunch, just more solar beams are just really hard to deal with. It's stupidly high special attack, and now the Ogerpon is also like vulnerable to just getting doubled here if you want to. You know, it's kind of rough with this like Rotom here, because like water does nothing to Ogerpon, and like you try to electric, it's like weakened or immune if it switches to immune mon, so like that's kind of rough. But like just try to get rid of probably just try to get rid of this Whiscash and this Rotom. So Rotom probably just do some more support, or like maybe even switch out here. And like you got to get this Raging Bolt dead before like it runs away with this game. This is like such a menace now that you know it has no Solar Beam. Okay, we got walking, which that is a downside of the photosynthesis. Is now Tyler gets also photosynthesis off of the Walking Wake. Okay, we tried to thunderclap the. What do we try to? It had to be the Wellspring here, which I really don't get here, because your electricity powers moves are weakened. The Thunderclap isn't going to KO the Ogerpon. So like, I think it would just be better if you want to target the Ogerpon to like Solar Beam it. The Solar Beam hits as hard, and like you're not going to, this Raging Bolt's not going to get KO'd this turn. So like you're just leaving yourself open for like no reason with less power. So, okay, we get the Volt Switch off. I assume that this Tapu Koko is going to come in just for the Fairy type. Okay, no, we're actually getting Iron Hands out, which this can put up some fake out pressure, which is nice. We're worried about Spiky Shield here. Man, this was just not how I thought this turn would play out, and I don't think it's how it should have played out. This Walking Wake, I kind of just want to double protect here. On these, I want to double protect just to just so I can just not play fake out mind games, because I don't think it's worth playing these mind games, because there are some setup moves on like Raging Bolt and Iron Hands it could have, but honestly I don't think if I'm Tyler, I don't think they would have them. I don't think Sword Stance is like unnecessary, to be honest. It's just like Iron Hands with like Electric Terrain one-shot most things anyways, and like taking out like a valuable move slot. Raging Bolt, very common to be Assault Vested as well as the Iron Hands, and just like, again, Electric type stab, like you don't need to increase your damage output further, at least you would think. But yeah, I would just double protect here. And I don't want to fake out the Ogerpon, because, you know, it's just like Spiky Shield's like, you can fake out Walking Wake and just like attack the Ogerpon with something else or something. Or you can try to double a slot, I don't really. It could really be anything. Okay, we are going to get the Electric Terrain out here. Are we going to see a double protect here? Okay, the Walking Wake doesn't go for protect. Is it Covert Cloak? It's not Covert Cloak. This makes me want to believe that this Walking Wake is not, in fact, doesn't have protect, because I just think double protect is just like such a safe move there. And like the Iron Hands is very much more likely to fake out the non-Spiky Shieldmon. So like I think it's like Choice Scarf maybe is my guess. But okay, we got the Tapu Koko in very safely. So like that was a good call to switch here, expecting double protect even though it didn't happen. Now the Tapu Koko can like Dazzling Gleam and hit for like pretty big damage, and this like Iron Hand and this Ogerpon is just free to get hit by like anything. It could be a Drain Punch, it can be Close Combat, it can be Thunder Punch, it can be anything. This Ogerpon with the Quark Drive boost, this thing is just, whatever gets hit by this Iron Hand is gonna just explode here, and this Tapu Koko is in a very awkward spot for the Walking Wake to deal with. Okay, we're gonna protect now, which, like, again, why are we, like... Okay, which that does some decent damage, but I'm assuming it's Thunder Punch. I know this thing runs close combat. You have Mud Sport, which decreases the power of electric type moves. It's neutral damage. The close combat is 120 base power over 75 base power. Like, this is just... I think close combat literally one-shots this Ogerpon. I don't know how much Mud Sport weakens damage of, but if it's by, like, 50%, then, like... Let's say it is by 50%. So that's 2/3 of damage, so... It's just like, yeah, just like over 20... Like, I think close combat KOs there. Like, I don't understand this play. You gotta go for the close combat... Okay. But the Walking Wake, it does have Protect now, so it's not Choice Scarf. So this Walking Wake is still wide open. So, like, I expect, like, a double onto this Walking Wake and, like, try to stop me. Like, that surely has to be the play, right? You want to get rid of this Walking... You gotta get rid of this Walking Wake now, I'd say. Dazzling Gleam does good damage, not enough to get the KO. Hydro Steam does... Okay. You sacrifice the Tapu Koko, which is, like, not fantastic. Now we close combat after we... Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so we get the... So we do get the KO here, but now would have been the time to Drain Punch instead, because if... You just... Except if you're expecting a Walking Wake switch, which I guess that's like a fair point there, and like the Gastros on the Whiscash. But if you don't expect a switch, you definitely Drain Punch just to not decrease your defenses and get your health back. But we got the Manectric here. I like to send out, weaken the Ogerpon Wellspring, and it's just so fast. It's like faster than the Ogerpon Wellspring. It's gonna be faster than everything here. We're gonna switch out the terrain, and now Mystery Terrain is gonna be available for as long as you really want. Let's see. So this is like... Now it's also just like... Mega Evolve gets the Intimidate on the Ogerpon. I want this Iron Hands to be swapped here. I think it still has a lot of value left. And I don't think... What's it called? What was I gonna say? And I think you can, like, bring in something more defensive here that's, like, can take these moves very well. Maybe, like, Electros or like, Rotom. Just, like... You know, set yourself off. I think this Iron Hands is too valuable just to let go. So, like, I probably just want to Mega Evolve and, like, try to, like, probably just try to do some damage to the Tapu Fini. And, like, because I think that's, like, a pretty safe thing to do here. Like, if it switches and, like, only the Ogerpon's attacking, it's at -1 attack, so, like, that's not a big deal. So I think you switch the Iron Hands out for either the Rotom or the Electros and just try to KO the Tapu Fini here. I want to probably protect with the Tapu Fini this turn. I think it's like kind of rough here because you want a Moonblast to try to threaten the Iron Hands, but like, you just kind of feel that, like, the electric type at the Tapu Fini seems so, like, obvious. Maybe it's like Choice Scarf or something. That would make this pretty nice, KOing the Iron Hands, at least getting a trade-off. And like this Ogerpon, like, probably just like Ivy Cudgels or like maybe even switch here. Yeah. We're gonna switch out. I'm a big fan of that. I don't think you need to protect this turn. Unless you're trying to, like, call out another protect. Okay. The protect ended up being okay-ish. I'm still not the biggest fan of it. Truthfully. I think we're also not Mega Evolving, which is like... It doesn't really matter, truthfully. Yeah, I should stop talking about it. You can always just do it next turn. Well, no, it does matter, just in case the Ogerpon RV cudgels the other target. Yeah, you definitely Mega Evolve that to get the Intimidate off. Yeah, alright. So I expect some, like, Volt Switch, or, like... I know the other moves are screens on it. I've seen that, so I will say that. The Rotom Wash is faster than the Tapu Fini, at least in theory. And the Manectric still outspeed everything. I think I want to, like, Snarl this turn. I think I want to start supporting, because dude, I really don't feel like... Oh, now the, what's it called? Did the thing just go on now? The get rid of now? The, I don't remember what it's called. The Mud Sport or whatever? Okay. Oh, it did. Okay, so never mind. I actually take back what I said. I think this is actually a fine play to protect here. Okay. So, like, I'm thinking, like, you do some sort of, like, snarl and, like, Volt Switch or snarl and, like, screens. I think this Tapu Fini is going to switch. I think it has to switch. Okay, we do get a double switch. And the Intimidate does nothing. Okay. The snarl misses the Gastrodon. We do... Okay, so we went for a very defensive play. Where we just try to bulk up his face as much as possible. The snarls are going to be very obnoxious for the Lantern and Gastrodon. I'm assuming this Gastrodon is special. There's so many snarls and these mons aren't that strong to begin with. So like you can just start whittling things down, especially when you get the light screen up, which you can for like free. Like this stuff is going to be really difficult to KO. So I think you just snarl and a light screen up and just be as annoying as humanly possible. And like, you can like try to like Earth Power them, and after you can just start chipping at it. It's the only thing you can do. And then once you get all these things weakened, you can start switching to more powerful threats if you're Fallon. Okay, we're gonna get the switch in now. Actually, we get the lights, which is like fine. Oh, we're getting the Storm Drain. Okay, that's. Yep. Okay, we do. Okay, this was calling out the Earth Power. You know, I was thinking just like you weaken it so much that Earth Power doesn't really do anything. But if you just call out the Earth Power right now, that's like pretty big. And especially because of the Surf combo. And now that there's like Storm Drain, like, what are you going to do? Like Water type attack still? Like, I guess you could do that. But like, the Electros is neutral and the Rotom Wash resists it. And like, man, this Lantern's just not going to be doing much damage at all. So like, I think you just like, probably want to get this Rotom out of here into a bigger threat. It's not doing anything. I know it's... Now that we definitely know the movesets, like... Switch out to, like... I don't know. I think Raging Bolt here is pretty fine. Just since it's in a pretty good spot here. Or, like, Iron Hands. Either is fine by me. I don't think you need to do the Manectric just yet since these are both special attackers. But yeah, I just want to probably just keep targeting down the Gastrodon. Okay, we're getting the Sunny Day back up. We're weakening the water type moves even more. So maybe setting up for the future Raging Bolt. Giga Drain. Want to crit with the berry. Okay. So the next Giga Drain will get a KO here. That is pretty big. Because it won't ignore the crit. Like the crit does 1.5 times, but berry taps it. So the next Giga Drain will KO. Yeah. So now this Rotom Wash has really nothing else to do. So you gotta switch this Rotom Wash out of here. Try to Giga Drain the Electros. You could switch into Iron Hands. I'd say probably Raging Bolt. I think it's just a bit more solid, especially at this point. And just like try to Giga Drain the Gastrodon again. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. And like, man, I think this Lancer needs to get out of here. It's just not doing enough right now. Okay, we get to switch back. The AC Wind increasing the speed again, but like, these mons aren't fast to begin with, so like, you'll live with it. Okay. Okay, so no more Misty Terrain, which makes the Raging Bolt a bit safer for Fairy type attacks, but that's probably just gonna be the Tapu Fini. You know about Dragon Pulse. I want to target this Lantern because, again, I don't think this Ogerpon, because I don't think this Lantern does anything. And I don't want to Thunderclap it either. Because I don't want to play that mind games of like Protect or whatever, and like you like, I don't know, I don't mind if I just get hit by one more move, and like this Electros can start willing down the Lantern, I'd say. I don't think, just in case like it does, the like Whiscash gets switched in or something, or the Gastrodon. I just don't think you need to play these mind games. I think you're in a good enough spot. Again, this Lantern just doesn't do anything. I think you need to get this Lantern out of here. It's being a liability. Like Spiky Shield, that's like fine. Ice Beam. Oh, that was a crit. I'm surprised it did that much. Okay, we're gonna Solar Beam the Lantern. Does good damage. So calling out the Protect here. That was a good call. So now the Ogerpon is open here. to an attack. So like now would be a decent time to like to thunderclap the Ogerpon here. Now I would be a bigger fan of that, because either attacks and like there's the Encore, attacks or like dies. Like Encore doesn't know. Encore is just so scary though. I still think you just like try to Dragon Pulse the Ogerpon and just like Giga Drain the Lantern, just chip these things down. You just get so much free damage in, just be up so many mons, and like set up for like a Rotom later for the screens again. Like start switching out after this. Hornleech, that did more than I thought, truthfully. Ice Beam, no crit. Yeah, that's what I expected Lantern damage. So we'll get the KO, and so Giga Drain will as well. So Fallon is now up 5-3 here. With a Proto special attack, Raging Bolt still. It's just like, it's like so rough because like the Thunderclap is still gonna be doing so much damage, and like you have to bring this Tapu Fini in because like Gastrodon and like Whiscash just don't do anything on, like you can't send them both in, they don't do enough, so you have to send in Tapu Fini and like one other mon. So like we know the Giga Drain should be enough to KO the Electros. And I don't know calcs here, I'm not going to pretend like I do, but if the light screen would be enough, like you can Thunderclap here and like it probably KOs the Tapu Fini. And like what it's going to do, protect, like maybe it has some support move, but like I think now is a good time to Thunderclap and just like Giga Drain. I really doubt that this Gastrodon can KO the Raging Bolt. So, like, that's fine by me. So, you just Giga Drain and, like, Thunderclap. And maybe this Tapu Fini has a trick up his sleeve. But, like, I don't think any trick is going to be, like, that painful for you. And just, like, what do you do here? If you have a trick up his sleeve, now would be the time to bring it out, I'd say. Or if you're Tyler. Protect. Okay, wow, that didn't even come close to killing. We're going to Solar... Why are we doubling the Gastrodon slot? The Giga Drain's more enough to begin with. There's no reason to do that. And like, if he sends in the Whiscash, it dies anyways. Like, just twiddle down this Tapu Fini, man. Now you set up yourself to get Earth Power KO'd by the Gastrodon. I'm not a fan of this double at all. Who cares if the Tapu Fini protects to get Earth Power? Like, the Electros KOs you. It KOs it. It's fine. But now you took enough chip where it does matter. But Fallon's still in a good spot here. I'd go for Thunderclap. And like just Giga Drain the Gastrodon. Just get rid of this, man. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Solar Beaming it this turn. Just in case you're like, nah, it's probably just not. Just in case, like the Tapu Fini protects never presence, you're fine. Yeah, just like Thunderclap and just Giga Drain the Gastrodon, and you'll be fine. Like, let that get sacked, that's fine. Okay, we do get the Thunderclap off this time. That's some good damage. Moonblast does get the KO. And now we get the, assuming the Giga Drain, yep. Okay, so Fallon's up 2-4. The light screens and stuff are about to run out. Okay. I don't mind sending the Manectric in here. It's faster than the Tapu Fini. And the, this has this Gastrodon. And so like you can KO the Tapu Fini, and like unless like it protects like Earth Powers, but then like the Giga Drain will do good damage to the Gastrodon. So like this is a completely fine bring in my part. I think this may be a bit too much at this point. 2-4 with weakened mons with Manectric that outspeeds everything. Yeah, this is, I don't know what else you could possibly have at this point if you're Tyler. Okay, we're gonna go for Discharge. Okay, I guess we don't have Thunderbolt. I think Discharge will it be enough? It will not actually close. Okay. Earth Power. Okay, not enough to get the KO, so like Display is completely fine. I think you just Discharge again and Earth Power again. You see why not? It's not gonna be doing anything. What's not gonna be doing anything? It's not going to do anything to Electros this discharge, so who cares? And just Giga Drain the Gastrodon and just get it so low where like nothing matters. Special events to Gross, that's fine. Discharge again. This will get the KO. Earth Power. And this Giga Drain should be enough, and if not, it doesn't really matter. And I don't know if crit mattered. But okay. This was... Okay. I was pretty harsh on this game. Profound, to be honest. But she definitely put it herself in like a way where it was kind of impossible to lose, even with some plays that I didn't agree with. So good for her. The Sunny Day tech to get the Solar Beams was very fun to watch. And that's definitely going to do it for the East Blue Gastros season. 3 and 6 is not going to cut it, but all Fallon can do is hope that the Chien Paounding goes down to the Empire State Hydreigans, who are undefeated still, but they have nothing to play for. Like, it doesn't matter if they lose. And that Chien Paounding does have a variable type matchup. But that's going to do it for me. See you guys soon. Bye.